Why is regulating AI necessary? The Act takes a risk-based approach to regulating AI, and the Act recognizes 4 types of risks. High risk will be subject to a conformity assessment. There have also been attempts to regulate AI through litigation or case law. Hi there and welcome back. Now, a few months ago, I did an episode on the state of regulating AI globally and how the law has evolved with this attempt to regulate AI. I think it's time we revisit this topic because there have been some significant updates on the attempts made by the law to regulate AI. So let's discuss regulating AI. First and foremost, we need to understand what AI is and the current landscape in which AI is being used. But unfortunately, I am not competent enough to give you a comprehensive explanation of what AI is. But simply put, artificial intelligence is the ability of machines and softwares to carry out cognitive functions that we usually associate with humans. Basically, it's training computers to act like humans. Now, this idea of artificial intelligence isn't new and has been around since the 1940s and 1950s. But in the recent past, AI has come into the forefront, especially with the deployment of software like ChatGPT and this AI being integrated into most aspects of our lives. Today, almost everything we do, especially using computers, have some level of AI integrated into it. So I'm sure you have come across AI and used AI in your day-to-day lives, even if you haven't realized you're using it. For example, Google has been using AI in its search engines for a while now by using machine learning to give you better search results and recommend content for you. Alright, why is regulating AI necessary? And why is regulating AI necessary now? Now, the main reason why regulating AI today has become a topic of conversation is because of the level of access to AI that people have. Basically, anybody with an internet connection has access to AI. So with this kind of access to AI, the risk of misusing AI becomes a real possibility. Further, there is something called algorithmic bias in AI. Basically, the AI can reinforce socially existing inequalities which could result in the discrimination of certain marginalized groups. This primarily happens due to the datasets that are fed into the AI. If these datasets carry with it certain bias, then the AI can pick up on those bias and it could result in the AI believing that some people are better than others, some people are more trustworthy than others, and some people are more creditworthy than others. Another real risk of AI is the ease at which you can create things like impersonations of people using software like deepfakes. Deepfakes allow you to create audio and visual impersonations of other people simply by providing certain data sets. Imagine if someone creates an impersonation of a world leader which incites racial and religious disharmony. This could have a significant impact to society, and this can be done with the click of a few buttons. Further, AI has also made it much easier to monitor and track individuals. And in more extreme cases, we're talking about things like AI warfare, where AI is used to carry out drone strikes and even deploy weapons of mass destruction. So the need to regulate AI is ever present, and the world is trying to figure out how we can go about regulating AI. The frontrunner in this race to regulate AI and to formulate a method to regulate AI is the European Union, and their AI Act is already in the pipeline, and if everything goes well, it should come into effect next year. I'll leave a link to the draft act in the description below if you're interested in having a look at it. The act takes a risk-based approach to regulating AI. The higher the risks to society, the more restrictions and obligations the AI will need to satisfy. And the act recognizes 4 types of risks: unacceptable risks, high risks, limited risks, and low or minimal risks. Firstly, the Act bans certain AI practices that it considers to be unacceptable risks. These include things like using AI for social scoring systems, which is classifying people based on behavior, socioeconomic status, or personal characteristics. The use of AI for real-time biometric identification systems such as facial recognition. The use of AI for behavioral manipulation of people or specific vulnerable groups, like voice-activated toys that encourage dangerous behavior in children. The Act sees these kind of behaviors as unacceptable risks and bans these kind of usages in the European Union. Next, the Act tries to regulate high-risk AI systems that can create an adverse impact to personal safety and people's fundamental rights. The Act recognizes two categories of high-risk AI systems. Things like AI being used in toys, cars, medical devices, aviation, education, employment or worker management, law enforcement, border control, among other things, will fall into this category of high-risk users of AI. These users of AI that are considered to be high-risk will be subjected to a conformity assessment. The conformity assessment will require the AI systems to comply with a wide range of requirements, particularly on risk management, data governance, technical documentation, record keeping, transparency of information to the user, human oversight, accuracy, robustness, and cybersecurity. So what this means is that the developers of AI will have to be careful, will have to set up fail-safes, and will have to be upfront about the workings of their algorithm. Next, we have AI systems that are categorized as limited risks, which include chatbots like ChatGPT, AI systems that generate or manipulate images like DALL-E or Midjourney, and systems that generate audio and video content like deepfakes. These AI systems that are considered to be limited risks will be subjected to a transparency obligation. That means such AI systems will have to disclose that the content was generated by AI, disclose the copyrighted datasets that were used in the training of that AI, and will have to design a model to prevent these systems from being used to generate illegal content. The final category recognized by the Act is AI systems that pose a low or minimal risk. These include AI systems that are not captured by the other three categories. These can include things like AI being used in computer games and AI being used in things like spam filters. Such AI systems can be launched in the European Union without having any legal obligations imposed on them. Now, while the European Union is trying to regulate AI by passing laws, there have also been attempts to regulate AI through litigation or case law. Most famously, you may have seen that actress and comedian Sarah Silverman and two others are suing OpenAI, who is the developer behind ChatGPT, for copyright infringement. In this case, they are accusing OpenAI of violating the copyrights to their books. Basically, what they are saying is that these generative AIs like ChatGPT are using their books in their training data without their permission. Now, there was a similar case filed by the Authors Guild against Google some time ago. In that, the Authors Guild complained that Google was scanning books without the permission of the authors. But the court held that Google wasn't violating any copyright and that they came within the fair use exception. The difference between Google's case and the case filed against OpenAI is that Google is what we call a descriptive algorithm, whereas ChatGPT is what we call a generative algorithm. A descriptive algorithm will simply use the training data to direct you to the information that you're searching for, like Google directing you to the page of a book when you search for a phrase. A generative algorithm, on the other hand, will use that training data to learn from it and use that learning to create new content. So there's no guarantee that the judgment in Authors Guild versus Google will be followed in the case against OpenAI. We will simply have to wait and see what happens. But cases like this will also help to develop the law on AI and help us to understand what AI can do and what AI cannot do, and therefore help us to regulate AI. Now, some experts in the field believe that using strict laws like the EU Act to regulate AI might not be successful because of the pace at which AI is evolving. As an alternative, some scholars argue that a soft law approach to regulating AI might be more promising. Soft laws are recommendations and guidelines as opposed to using strict laws like legislation. So they believe that soft laws can be more flexible and therefore they can adapt better to the evolution of AI. But the problem with using soft law is that there might be a problem of enforcement of soft laws as opposed to legislation. So what do you think? Do you think we need to regulate AI? And more specifically, do you think we can regulate AI using traditional laws like Acts of Parliament? Let me know what you think. And do consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you like this kind of content. I'll see you in another episode. Take care. Bye.